Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm gonna teach you how to carry your team when you're playing as the gold laner. But before we get into it, I just want you to understand that everything you'll learn here won't always be exactly the same in your actual games because every match is different. But don't worry, once you finish this video, I'm sure you'll pick up something valuable. And this gameplay perfectly matches the tutorial I'm about to share. So let's get started. I'm actually using Granger here, and as you can see, I'm not really auto-attacking the minions. That's because it's better to focus on last hitting them so you can get extra gold. From time to time, I also poke the enemy with my skills to chip away at their HP. But be careful, because if you take more damage than them, they can freeze the lane and you won't be able to farm gold. You'll end up with no choice but to go back to base, so play carefully. As you can see here, Moskov's HP is already very low, so I'm not letting him get close to the minions. This also helps delay his levels in gold, leaving him with no choice but to go back to base. And once he recalls, he's going to waste a lot of time. See, whenever he tries to get close, I use my first skill to force him back so he can't farm any gold. Look, he's still only level 2 while I'm already level 3, which gives me a huge advantage here. And if you notice here, I'm always checking the scoreboard because I'm watching to see if their jungler, Yin, has reached level 4 or not. If he hasn't, I can still poke and pressure Moskov, but once he hits level 4, he'll start rotating, so I need to be more careful. And here, I checked the scoreboard again and saw that Yin had already reached level 4, so the first thing I did was look for him on the map, especially since it was already time for the turtle fight. I avoided going near Moskov until I could see their jungler's position on the map. And once I saw him on the map down at the bottom contesting the turtle, that's when I started poking Moskov with my skills again. I'm able to do this because I have a level advantage, but if your game isn't going the same way, my only advice is this: always keep your eyes on the mini-map. And when I saw their jungler in mid lane, I knew there was a high chance he would rotate to the gold lane or top lane, especially with the turtle about to spawn. So I moved to mid and stayed out of sight on the map. And since I knew he was still taking the turtle, I went back to the top lane because our roamer was already on the way there, so I felt a bit safer. As the gold laner and the one expected to carry the game, it's really important that I don't die or give away kills so I can farm properly. If you look at the score here, it's 3-13. We're really far behind in the early game. I already have my Sky Piercer here, so I decided to group up with my team to at least help out a bit. But if the game hasn't reached 5 minutes yet, don't do this. It's much better to stay in your lane and focus on farming because the gold cart minion also spawns around that time, and you don't want to miss out on that extra gold. One of the reasons this game is so tough is because of Uranus. My attacks barely affect him, but luckily we managed to take him down here. I also have to be careful of both their halos and their jungler Yin because I don't have an escape against them. That's why it's so important to make sure your positioning is perfect during team fights. Actually switched my boots here because the enemy team has a lot of stuns, so I changed to tough boots to reduce the duration of their crowd control. You also need to know how to adjust your item build. I've said this before, your build should always depend on the enemy team, and you shouldn't rely too much on the recommended items. And since the Lord had already spawned, I went for a counter play, but the problem here was that our Alpha and Roamer had really bad positioning. That's not how you should position during a Lord fight, which is why we ended up at a disadvantage. I was also wondering why the enemy team still hadn't taken the Lord at this point, and this time it was my positioning that was wrong. I was too focused on Yin because with just one dash and his ultimate, he could easily kill me. That's why I decided to just use my ultimate and take advantage of his range to help my team from a safer distance. I also don't know why our jungler still hasn't taken the Lord here. I'm not the one who should start it either, especially since my hero doesn't have high attack speed. It's really tough when you're a solo player because you can't predict your enemy's movements or even your teammates, so sometimes you don't know if there's still a chance to win or not. In this team fight, my focus was really on their jungler, so while we were clashing, my eyes were constantly on the map. That's why some of my shots were missing. At this point, I already knew I was their main target because I was the one dealing decent damage. If I died, our team would lose a lot of its power. It was a good thing we managed to take down both of their tanks and their marksmen there, which gave us the chance to push the bottom lane. It also helped that Yin used his ultimate on Alpha, which made that clash go in our favor because it gave me the space to position myself properly. And since we couldn't push any further here, I decided to back off and look for a better opportunity. If this happens to you, it's not really a problem, just don't rush it. What I mean is, don't force a push when you're in a hurry because you might end up getting wiped out instead. Some of you might be wondering why I'm so cautious around their jungler Yin. Well, here you can see just how much damage he can deal.
Just enjoy your
Did you see that? He only hit me about twice, but I was already down to a quarter of my HP. Imagine if I had been stunned and he used his ultimate, I'd be dead for sure. That's why I'm extra careful around Yin. When you play, make sure you know which heroes can kill you and play cautiously around them. Also, always check your enemy's items so you'll know if you can take them down or if they can easily kill you instead. Here, Yin actually managed to catch me, but luckily I was able to find a way to kill him instead. I even went for a Savage here, but Moskov used his Wind of Nature, and I ended up getting taken down instead. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and also let me know in the comments if I missed anything. Thanks again, and keep grinding.